Hey everybody, welcome to the channel and welcome to this brand new series called Farming Simulator 22 Career Mode. So what is this brand new series going to be about? Probably you might be asking that question. It's basically an idea that I've had for a while. I'd love to see something like this included into future versions of the game where we get an interactive career mode where there's a bit more financial management, in-depth things going, like you have to eat and sleep, you know, something that just feels like a little bit more, instead of a sandbox mode, it's got more of a reason to kind of keep playing and incentives here and there, like tasks and jobs and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do something a little bit different. I've never done anything like this before. I've got obviously my roleplay series, which is a big hit on my channel, but this is going to be a little bit different than that. It's just going to be, me trying to make my own version of a career mode in Farming Simulator. So with that, we're going to have money, we're going to have bills, we're going to have to eat and sleep. This is my own house. I'll give you the rundown in a second of all the bills that I've set up and all the different pages that I want to kind of add into the video as I go along and the series, because I want it to be interactive for you as the viewer as well. So we're going to do tax as well. So we're going to pay 20% on all profits. Now that's everything. Just to make it simplified a little bit more, it's just going to be we're going to add up every year what we've made, what we spent, and our profits we have to pay 20% tax on. So I thought that'd be something a little bit different to try out. But we'll have a breakdown of my bills and the tax page in a second that I've set up. It's set up to be 2-day months as well. So every 2 days is a month, a calendar month, and I will get paid monthly. And I'll introduce you to my new boss, let's say, in this kind of series in a second. I've also done little bits and bobs behind the scene, like having a financial tracker that I can just keep on top of, so when I'm updating all these kind of overlay screens, and it all makes sense to you guys. But we're going to do little things like weekly shops and, you know, buy food from places, we've got a boss, like I said, and working for him. But I think the first thing we need to do is we need to go upstairs to the computer, we need to sit down, and then we can go through some of these kind of tabs that I've set up. I can't wait for this. I've been super excited for a series like this, just because I think, how cool would it be if we had Farming Simulator Career Mode? I think a lot of people would like that. That's not the man cave. Where's it gone? There we go. So this is my computer. You can see that I've put my channel on there. Why not? So what I'll do now is I'll sit down on the chair and I'll bring up the screens first. I think the first thing we should do is look at the money. Right, so you can see that I've just set this up. I'm going to constantly update this for everyone. So you can see my current balance is 5,975, so not too bad. We started off with £7,500, but we had to pay August monthly bills because we're in August year one. Every month I'm paying £1,525. You can see that I've got a breakdown on the right hand side of all my bills. So I pay £750 rent, utilities £175, phone, Wi-Fi, council tax, food is £400. I'm simulating that I'm getting that delivered. So that's like a weekly shop of £100. Now, if I need to eat, I go downstairs and eat, or I can go to the shop and do it like that. But I felt that was the best way, you know, to kind of do that. So I'll keep updating this every time I've spent money, if it means fueling the car, because I've actually put a petrol station on the map. And the map, by the way, is Buckland Farm. So big shout out to MS Modding. Brilliant map, and I think it's perfect for it because we've got shops, and I did, like I said, I've added in a petrol station of my own and stuff like that, because I want to be able to simulate going to buy actual petrol for my vehicle at the petrol station. Right, so the next tab you can see right now is gov.fs. Now this is a bit of a take off the UK kind of website of the government. So if you're not from the UK, this is how we kind of manage our tax if you're self-employed. You go on there. It's a little bit simplified, obviously, with it not being, you know, because some things you can claim, can't claim as an expense. So, but I'm not doing it like that. Like I mentioned, I'm just going to do total income and then total kind of expense and then the yearly profit, and off that profit, 20%. But you can see that it's due on the 1st of January next year. So every January, we need to submit what we've earned, what we spent, and then it'll tell us what our tax bill is. And we need to make sure we've got that in savings to spend. So, you know, we're going to have to manage our finances a little bit more just because we've got the tax bill. And I think that's super cool. I would love to have a tax bill in Farming Simulator. Personally, I know I might be just completely different to everyone else, full on nerd mode, but I think it'd be super cool if we had to pay tax on profits. So yeah, that's pretty much the main two things that we need to focus on right now. We've got our money, finances, we've got a tax bill, but let's get to work. I'm already late to get to my boss. I am working as a farmhand. So let's go and keep him happy by making sure we get there on time for our first day. Now, I did actually edit this map so I could put in a house that I could interact with, so I can get inside and obviously walk around and stuff like that. So that's what we're doing right now. I've took out a house that was here on the map and I put in a house for myself, just like I said, so I can actually, yeah, walk around, go to the fridge and things like that, because it's important to do that, especially when I'm doing a career mode. I want it to be and feel like, you know, like I need to eat, like I need to sleep, and so on. So let's just shut the garage and we'll head off. I have got a caddy at the moment. Not too bad. Something that I don't owe money on, luckily. Big shout out to all the channel members. Did put the board in as well, so thank you everybody that supports the channel. Really do appreciate that. But let's go to the farm. Ooh, flying out of there. So this is the petrol station that I put in, and we do need fuel. We're currently quite low, so we may as well go and do that. We've got 5975 still. But let's get a bit of fuel for it. It's probably a good idea to do. Hopefully it won't cost too much. Right, so now it should refill. I did actually get it to refill, but from one side, so that's something I should probably, yeah, try out. I think I can't be too close to it. There you go. So that works. So £21. I did use a little bit more, but we're down to 5,920. But if we have a look, we're fully stocked up on fuel now. So let's head out to the farm and see what our first task is. We'll get a bit more information as well on how much money we're going to earn and what our first job is. We've got a nice pub as well on the left hand side over here, so we've got things like that, bed and breakfast, so if we do ever miss our rent we might be able to stay somewhere. There's a few really nice farms on this, so it's a big... I checked it out. I had a look at a few maps and I was torn between, like, obviously, you know, Fairhead, Moss Valley, but this one stood out to me just because of what it includes. It's got a lot of things that I can interact with, and it's perfect for a series like, you know, Farm Sim career mode. So yeah, I'm probably speeding a little bit here, but it shouldn't be too bad. Fingers crossed. So we are working for a farmer that owns quite a bit of land. You can see we're heading down to Farm Lane, and it should just be on the right hand side. So we'll go have a chat with him, and yeah, we'll find out what he wants us to do first. Right, here we are, Buckland Farm. We'll pull up there and we'll have a look around. Let's go speak to him, see what we got to do, and introduce yourself. Morning, Scroft. Come on in and make yourself at home. Welcome to my farm. I'm Arthur. It's good to have you here. Now let's get down to business. I'll be paying you £3,500 per calendar month. Does that sound all right with you? Sounds good to me. Every morning at 6 AM, I need you to come find me. We'll go over the day's jobs together. Some days it'll be more field work. Other days it might be tending to the animals or fixing up around the place. You'll have Saturdays and Mondays off each week. Those are your days to rest up. Do whatever you need to do. Farming's hard work and everyone needs a break now and then. All right, any questions so far? I'm happy with that, Arthur. Just remember, if you ever have any questions or run into trouble, don't hesitate to come to me. We're in this together. I'm sure you won't let me down. Welcome to the farm. Now let's get you settled in and ready for tomorrow. Arthur extends his hand and Scroft shakes it. They both smile, ready to start their new working relationship. Before you go, by the way, have you found somewhere to live yet? Yeah, I've actually got a place. I've been renting it for a few months. Oh, that's good then. Now for today's task, first off, I need you to go feed the cows. It's getting late and they'll be hungry. You should be able to find the feed easy enough in the barn. After that, I'd like you to clean off the tractors and fill them up with fuel. This will be your first test to see if you're up for the job. Just remember, if you ever have any questions or run into trouble, don't hesitate to come to me. We're in this together. I'm sure you won't let me down. Welcome to the farm. Okay, Arthur, I can do that for you. I'll get the jobs done and I'll come back to you when it's finished. Right, so it sounds like we need to go and feed the cows, and then he wants me to fuel up the tractors and clean them off. I think that's a nice steady task. I guess he's trying to figure out, you know, if we can work out the basics and what we need to do. talking about like a future farming simulator career mode, I think that's probably going to be one of your first tasks. You know, if they do include it into a future thing, something very basic like feeding animals, figuring out equipment, cleaning them off, maintenance, things like that. Now, this is a massive farm and he's pretty kitted out. Arthur's got everything he needs. He is a dairy farmer, and the good thing about this map as well, so another shout out to MS Mod in here, it has actually got the customised animals that you'd get in Bally Spring that I've noticed, so it's nice to see that. So we've actually not gone with the normal Holstein. If I just bring up the animal menu, I can show you exactly what we've got going on here. So we've got, it looks like 41 jerseys, we've got a bull, we've got 30 obviously cows, so they're milkers, and then we've got 10 calves. He's also got some sheep, but he hasn't asked us to do anything with the sheep, so we're not going to worry about that. But we do need to feed the cows. Now, I think that's got to be the first task for us to, you know, get into. And I'm just trying to think, is there a feed trigger? I think there might be a feed trigger in there, but I probably should turn on the actual, the interactive zones and stuff like that, field info, just so we can see. So we've got a feed trigger there, which is great, and we've also got maybe straw trigger there, but we'll figure it out. If we've got some straw bedding, we can go and try and do that. But let's just grab a tractor. Now, I know he's a big fan of class, so I think that's his main setup. But let's get in this, and let's go start the jobs. I can see a feed mixer right in front of me. Should be straightforward. We've also got a telehandler to the right there that we can use. Now, the one thing I haven't seen yet is bales, so we're going to have to go and find them. Now, I am going to try and play this series as realistic as possible. I have got a few pretty, you know, realistic mods on, like, you know, like manual attach and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. I've got Maze Plus on as well. Right, so let's go and find some bales first. Then we can get into the telehandler, do this. We've also got to clean off his tractors. Now, he didn't say the harvester of the telehandler, but maybe that would be a good thing to do, just to make a good first impression. There is a lot of space on this farm as well. It's nicely set up. Looks like we've got another animal trigger there, so that might be for chickens. But there we go. We've got some bales over here. So, best thing to do is probably reverse it around here. We've got another class over there as well. And we probably should, you know, plug in the PTO. That's always a good start. And if we lift up that for when we put bales in, that'll be spot on. And get a mix in. In fact, first, let's see what feed mix we've got. So we've got the standard ratio at the moment. And I think we should probably keep to the standard ratio. Definitely, because we don't know what we're going to be adding in. But if we just get it turning over, we know we've got hay over there. I think we do need to find some silage bales, but we've definitely got hay. And we'll put a tiny bit of straw in. We also did see a straw blower over there, so we'll try and do that as well. But let's see if we can figure out if there's any other bales. So it looks like we've got a mixture here. We've got some grass silage and some maize silage. So I think we'll stick with the grass silage. And that should be fine. But yeah, let's get into the New Holland. And crack on with this. Really steady job to start us off. How cool would it be, though, if Farming Simulator, the next version of the game, had something like this in? Where you did have to be a bit more in-depth with your finances, pay tax, yeah, just keep, you know, more track, and eat and sleep and things like that were really important. I think that would be super cool, personally. Now, I don't know how much this feed mixer holds. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab, because I think these are the basic size of 3,500. So maybe we can try and grab like 4 of these, I think. I mean, silage is going to be the bulk of it with a bit of hay. Let's see if we can carry them. This is going to be a bit of a challenge. I think we can do it. There we go. We've got them. We've got them. Whoop. Have to take our time now. We don't want to be dropping bales on our first day. That would not be a good thing to do.
gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out, so try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, no, nothing can break me. Look at those beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car.
So we got the cows fed. Bit interesting. One of the cows was climbing on the on the feed mixer, but I can't figure out where the straw trigger is. So I'm gonna have a look in GE for that. I might be missing it. Could be obvious, but definitely accept straw. So I don't know where that would be. I know there is another feed trigger out there, but I have tried to look around with the F5 and stuff like that. But I'll figure that out. We'll definitely get that sorted. I might even ask MS Modding where he's put the straw trigger, because he's definitely hid it. That's certainty. There we go. Finally shut the gate as well. But yeah, let's go and get these tractors cleaned off. If we have a look at the cows as well, they actually do require about 35,000 litres a day. So at the moment, we've just done enough to top them up for the day, which is good enough. It's just a shame about the straw. And luckily we got the grazing mod on, so that's helping us out. But let's go get some of these fueled up, and we'll also get them cleaned off. Shouldn't take me too long. There is 3 tractors in total. There's a bigger class, a medium class, and a small class. So one from each category. There we go. Jet wash, and there's the bigger class as well. So let's park that there. We've got the Axion 870, and we've got the Axion 960. So he does like his class tractors. There we go, job done. That's all Arthur's tractors cleaned off and fueled up. I even found the weights that go with each one of the tractors, so I attached them. But I think he'll be impressed. We also cleaned off and fueled up the telehandler, and I did the harvester as well. So that's not too bad. The only thing I couldn't get to do was the straw, but I'll figure that out definitely. But not too bad for a first day's work. Got to know the farm and a bit of the equipment, but I'm sure there's going to be bigger jobs coming up. Definitely, because it seems like he's got some crop over in this field ready to harvest, and there's a lot of grass fields out there that do need mowing, so I'm sure he'll give us more work. But £3,500 a month isn't too bad. It'll start us off right, and who knows where we'll end up getting. But let's go speak to Arthur and find out what he thinks. Hopefully he'll be happy with what we've done. Well done, Scroft. You did the job well, and I'm impressed. Thank you for your hard work today. You can head off now and get some rest. Tomorrow, we've got a lot more work to do. Arthur smiles and pats Scroft on the shoulder, signalling the end of a day's work. Scroft nods and heads off, ready for the challenge of the next day. Attention. If you complete your jobs to a good standard throughout the year, you will receive a pay rise each January. Arthur values hard work and dedication, and this annual increase is a reward for consistent high performance and reliability on the farm. Okay, so that's a good sign then. So if we do all our tasks and don't mess up, we should get a pay rise at the start of every year. And we're already, what, £3,500 now in August, and we have got to do our tax at the start of next year as well. So that'll be perfect timing. But like Arthur said, it's time we get back. I do want to go and check my money now, and I also need to go and grab some food. So let's head home and get that done. It's a shame about that straw, but I think not a bad first day. I can see that the fuel's actually gone down a little bit already. So I'm hoping the fuel costs are not going to be too much. They shouldn't be. But then again, prices nowadays. I'll need to open the garage. So I think what I'll do is I'll just pull up here first and we'll reverse this in. And then we can definitely go and grab some food because I'm getting pretty hungry. I think that's been a pretty good day though, start off with. We obviously met Arthur and what he wants us to do going forward. We need to be there tomorrow for 6 AM like he said, so we best not mess that up, can't be late. But I think overall it's not been too bad. I think before I grab some food, I'll head upstairs and let's have a look on the computer and figure out how we've got on. Right, it looks like we've actually got something else we need to pay now. It looks like we've been sent an invoice from the FSDVLA, the Department for Transport, and my car tax is due. So I need to pay £200. We have the option to pay it now or we don't. It looks like we've got a month to pay this. So yeah, I think we should just pay it now. We're doing all right for money. So yeah, let's get this paid. It's probably the best thing to do. At least we'll have that for 12 months. And you can see that it says we need to pay it within a month. So yeah, we may as well get this sorted out now. So let's have a quick look at the money. You can see that we obviously spent a bit on fuel and we've just paid that £200 that's left us with £5,606. So we're not doing too bad. And every month we will take in £3,500. But we do have to pay our monthly bills as well. It's not too bad. I mean, we're still making good money. We can still pay what we need to do. Let's just hope, we get the pay rises, get some big jobs out there and try and make even more money. But at least we sorted that out. At least we've paid our bills off. 5,606, like I said, isn't too bad, not for the first day. We have spent more than we've obviously picked up, but we did start off with £7,500, so that's not too bad. Before I go to sleep, I think the best thing to do, because I will need some rest at some point, is let's go and get some food, and then we'll sit in front of the TV. I'll chill for a bit before I get some rest. It's definitely needed. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you like the idea and the concept that I'm going to do of bringing a simulated version of what Farming Simulator could do if they made a career mode. That's my aim. But I'd love to get everyone's feedback. Please put in the comment section what you think, what you'd like to, what your ideas are. Is there something that I could include into it that'd be super cool as well? Anything that's interactive. I do want to try and make it as interactive as possible. So I feel like, like eating and sleeping and obviously paying bills and tax and all that stuff. They're quite interactive things. They add something else to the game. If you've got any cool ideas, please let me know and I'll try my best to include it in going forward. Even if it's some job ideas, I'd love to add that in as well. Or maybe some scenarios that appear along the way, some negative ones, but also positive ones. But probably not like winning the lottery or anything like that, because obviously that'd be super cool, but not very common, unfortunately, even though that would be brilliant. But yeah, let me know what you think. I'd love to get a lot of feedback on this. I personally think this would be a great addition to Farming Simulator. I hope they do something like this, because at best what we have now is contracts. We have contracts and then it's just like a sandbox mode, which is great. But I'd love to do something with kind of mission style, career mode style. And who knows, you never know, we might see something like this in the future. But yeah, let me know what you think. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you have. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one.